Before we dive deep into the film and the locker room chatter from this dominant Week 15 performance, go ahead and hit that like button right now. It really helps the channel grow and gets this insider info out to more fans. Also, I want to see exactly where the Bears Kingdom is tuning in from today, so drop your name and your city down in the comments section. Let's see which city is representing the hardest. Now, let's get right into the analysis. When you look at the narrative heading into this game, everything was centered around the rookie quarterback battle. It was supposed to be the Shadir Sanders show versus the Caleb Williams show, a glimpse into the future of the NFL. But what I witnessed on Sunday and what my sources inside the league are emphasizing this morning is that there is a massive gap, not just between these two quarterbacks right now, but between the organizations supporting them. We have to start with the defense, specifically the tone setter, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I've been told by people close to the team that the defensive game plan was explicitly designed to confuse and rattle Sanders, but the execution went beyond just X's and O's. It was psychological warfare. Gardner-Johnson, who has established himself as the resident instigator and emotional heartbeat of this secondary, didn't hold back after the game. When you hear a veteran safety say, "Sometimes you gotta teach a rookie how to stay in a rookie's place," that tells you everything you need to know about how the Bears viewed this matchup. They didn't view Sanders as a threat, they viewed him as fresh meat. The tape confirms this. Sanders looked like a man trapped in a torture chamber for 4 quarters. We are talking about a passer rating of 30.3. I looked up the historical data, and that is the 6th lowest rating by any quarterback with at least 10 attempts this entire season. This wasn't just a bad game. This was a systematic dismantling of a young quarterback by a defense that is playing at a championship level. My analysis of the game film shows a Bears defensive front that was efficient and ruthless. They sacked Sanders 5 times, which is a headline number, but the deeper metric that stands out to me is the pressure rate versus the blitz rate. The Bears pressured Sanders on nearly half of his dropbacks, yet they only blitzed 21.4% of the time. In the NFL, if you can get home with 4 and drop 7 into coverage against a rookie quarterback, it is game over. That is exactly what happened. Sanders was seeing ghosts. He was holding onto the ball too long, trying to make the highlight plays that worked in college, but the windows in the NFL, especially against the Chicago secondary, just aren't there. We need to talk about the interceptions because they paint a picture of the disparity on the field. One of those picks, intended for Jerry Jeudy, ended up in the hands of Jalen Johnson. Now, you can argue that should have been a completion, but great defenses create their own luck. The other 2 interceptions, those were squarely on Sanders. He was forcing throws into double coverage, misreading zone drops, and panicking under duress. Gardner-Johnson swiped one of those passes, and the gloating afterwards was earned. He told reporters that while Sanders is a great young player, he ran into a group of vets with something to play for. That distinction is critical. The Bears are playing for seeding, for respect, and for the future. The Browns looked like a team playing out the string, and Sanders paid the price for that dysfunction. This brings me to the other side of the coin, Caleb Williams. While Sanders was fighting for his life, Williams was operating with surgical precision. He carved up the Browns' defense with ease. The juxtaposition between the 2 rookies was startling. Williams looked comfortable, decisive, and protected. This reinforces a sentiment I've been hearing from executives around the league for months. Situation matters. We have seen bad organizations ruin talented quarterbacks for decades. The Browns, with their coaching instability and roster holes, are doing Sanders no favors. Meanwhile, the Bears have built an infrastructure that allows Williams to thrive. He isn't being asked to be Superman every play because he has a defense that can hold an opponent to a 30.3 passer rating. Sources in Cleveland telling me there is significant concern about the beating Sanders is taking, both physically and mentally. Being sacked 5 times and pressured on half your dropbacks is not a sustainable way to develop a young asset. Conversely, the mood inside Hallis Hall is one of validated confidence. The front office's moves to bolster the secondary and the defensive line are paying dividends, allowing their rookie quarterback to play from ahead and play with confidence. The quote from Gardner-Johnson about putting Sanders in his place isn't just trash talk, it's a statement of culture. The Bears have established a culture where rookies have to earn their stripes, and opponents are made to feel uncomfortable from the first snap. It is also worth noting the draft day narratives that are being revisited. Sanders had a slide, and there was plenty of noise from his camp, specifically his father, Deion Sanders. The Bears ignored the noise and focused on their board, and right now that decision looks impeccable. Williams is playing winning football, managing the game when he needs to and making the big throws when they are available. Sanders, largely due to his surroundings but also due to his own processing speed, looks miles away from being a guaranteed starter in this league. As Gardner-Johnson alluded to, the NFL is a league of veterans who will exploit weakness, and right now the Bears are the ones doing the exploiting. Looking ahead, this performance should terrify upcoming opponents. If the Bears can generate this much pressure without blitzing, leaving 7 defenders to cloak receivers, they are going to be a nightmare in the postseason. They took a talented, albeit raw quarterback in Sanders and made him look like he didn't belong on the field. That is the mark of an elite unit. For Caleb Williams, days like this are crucial. He didn't have to be the hero, he just had to be the point guard, distributing the ball while the defense suffocated the opposition.
As we wrap this up, the takeaway is clear. The Bears didn't just win a game. They validated their entire rebuild philosophy while exposing the flaws in Cleveland's. But I want to hear from you. Do you think CJ Gardner-Johnson's comments were too harsh? Or is that exactly the kind of attitude this defense needs to make a Super Bowl run? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.